What I will be presenting in this video is something that has been on my mind for the past 6 months, and it began with some research into sex trafficking. At the end of that research, something that came out to me that was extremely disturbing was the realization that young women are not being taught how to profile a sex trafficker. One of the things that is causing so much confusion in the mind of a young lady is that she is being taught that all men are rapists. Now, if you walk around believing that and you come into the presence of a sex trafficker, you're not going to know the difference between a true threat and a delusional threat. Those who are being taught that all men are rapists are not being taught how to profile a real sex trafficker. I'm going to tell you where to find out the information so that you can do your own profiling, but I'm not going to tell you exactly how to do it. You're going to figure it out for yourself. Do a Google search for sex trafficking convictions and then click images. And when you pull up the results of that search engine, the next thing that I would recommend you do is be more specific. Sex trafficking convictions, New York City. Sex trafficking convictions, Georgia. Sex trafficking convictions, Florida. Sex trafficking convictions, California. Sex trafficking convictions, Texas. And the question you need to ask yourself as you're clicking the images, how do you profile a sex trafficker just by the appearance alone? The next thing you need to understand is that a young lady, if she simply asks a few questions when someone approaches her that she doesn't know, she can profile whether or not that person is a potential sex trafficker just by the answers that he gives to her questions. 2 to 3 simple questions that she could be asking of someone she doesn't know that she meets late at night. Do they have a job? Following through with that by asking for proof that they have a job. And there are 2 things that you can get off of any person that is a check stub. For one, ID that verifies that the person's name on that check stub is the same person. Because if someone gets a paycheck, they're going to probably have a paycheck stub, or they're going to have that paycheck before they cash it. They're also going to have some ID with a driver's license. Or they're going to be able to have a bank card, a bank account. They don't have to show the bank account number, but they should be able to show that there's a name on there that matches the ID on their driver's license, as well as they have a job, which will be revealed in the fact that they have a check. If a person that you do not know is unable to prove that they have any of those items, what are you doing in their presence late at night? I believe that radical feminism can do more to protect young ladies than teaching them that all men are rapists. I believe that radical feminism can be radical in protecting young ladies, in teaching them how to properly profile a sex trafficker. One of the last ladies that I investigated as far as her having been abducted and then murdered was her complete ineptitude, having been a college student, and the complete ineptitude of the college in knowing what to look out for so that she would know whether or not she was in danger. And I will take it upon myself to teach through my YouTube channel a variable of public safety that, for some reason, with all the billions of dollars going to graduate psychology PhDs, and not to mention all of the security on all the college campuses, if I have to be the one to expose where the harm and the danger is coming from that's putting these young ladies into danger, I'll be the one to have to bring that forward, as I am doing right now. Tens of thousands of dollars are being spent on feminist studies within the universities. Under no program expenditure is there any allocation in the accurate profiling of a sex trafficker. They would rather propagate that all men are rapists and other nonsensical things that do nothing to protect these young ladies. I believe this is a momentary radical spike in the recklessness of feminism to such an extent that because of this oversight, they're putting their lives in danger. Sex trafficking is worse than death. They are raped like a serial rapist would hundreds of times. You know, the psychological damage, that's got to be worse than being murdered. Okay. I believe that this video is going to turn something such that radical feminists will get on some other more productive message to teach to young ladies, something other than all men are rapists, which is doing nothing but confusing them and putting them in danger. And I'd like to end this with the definition of two words. One of them is called multum, and the other one is called multa. Multa is the knowledge of individual things, but multum is the combination of more than one idea together. It's almost like the permutation of ideas. Even radical feminists, they know their perspective. They also are aware of sex trafficking. What damage are they causing in the minds of these young ladies that put them in harm's way? Because the young lady is completely incapable of recognizing when she truly is in a potential dangerous predicament. So the multum, or the German word of knowing the interrelationship between things, it is my recommendation that radical feminists start to understand that they've gone too far. They've gone too far in spreading a propaganda of all men are rapists, such that young ladies are so blind that they're being abducted with no way of profiling accurately the abductor so the person can just walk right into their life and snatch them up, and the next thing they know, they're being prostituted out. I think it's a vitally important message. So thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like my content, and it would encourage me to make more significant videos